Hello, everybody, and welcome to Do We Really Know Them? My name is Omar, episode 69. Wow. As we're approaching, we're going to get to the 100th episode soon. When we do that, we'll have a spectacular episode. I'm joining you again from Glendale, Arizona. Beautiful day. It's kind of warm right now. We didn't really have a winter. But enough about me and my place. I'm going to show you a little picture here. Today, we have a wonderful guest, Adnan. He is in the Netherlands. He is a sous chef. He went from a filmmaker to a musician to going into cooking. And we're going to talk about that. That's going to be exciting and amazing. And the restaurant is very green, very natural, and amazing. So we're going to go and bring it on. Let's go and play the intro. And we will be back with you in about 60 seconds. See you. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our wonderful guest. Let's actually see if he looks like the picture and see if it's him. Three, two, one. All right, Adnan, welcome to the program. How are you
Hello.
this evening? You are live.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
You are live on the show now.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello,
How are
Omar.
you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I was a bit ill for a couple of days, but just a normal flu. So I'm feeling a bit better right now. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm excellent. Yes, around this time the weather changes, and we already have somebody in the audience. I think he is in New York. Lee, good afternoon, y'all. Thank you for joining us. I think first time he's watching the show. I believe he is in New York City, and we have another person. I think from Africa, Nigeria, and also we have Jackie from Michigan. Also, she'll be on the show later on. Hey, everybody! But enough of the guests. Let's talk about you. All right. Let's go and show everybody on the stage here. And then all the way to there. Okay, we're going to start with tell us your name and where are you from?
I'm Adnan Bushnak. At this moment, I'm from the Netherlands, but my previous nationality was from Jordan, Kingdom of Jordan.
Amazing, amazing. All right, so now you're living in the Netherlands. What would be your favorite thing about the Netherlands for people if they want to come and visit? What's the best thing about it? What's your favorite thing about it?
Well, first of all, everybody is so kind. It's very relaxed and laid back culture and welcoming, and yeah, everything is pretty and organized and green and spacious in certain way in the roads. And yeah, the fact that multicultural people can live together in that way in a large amount of the Netherlands, it's a really beautiful example. It does feel like we're all one in sort of way because we behave in certain ways, like the Dutch behave, basically,
Amazing.
which
That's
is
awesome.
yeah.
What about different monuments or different places to visit cities in the Netherlands for people who want to go? What has there a recommendation that you've been?
Yeah, obviously, like the main thing is Amsterdam. And once you do, you need at least 3 days to see all the museums and all the beautiful corners and unlimited amount of good foods and restaurants and all the experiences, etc. But also there are many other cities, and it's filled with places with nature that you can walk, and it's fantastic. And that's another side of the Netherlands that, when people visit me, for example, friends, instead of taking them to the most obvious, which is the city of Amsterdam, the most typical invitation. I
Yeah.
take them, for example, to the forest, and we walk there, and there will be like in the middle of a forest sand dunes that came from Siberia 6,000 years ago, which is so
Really?
odd to find sand
Wow.
dunes in the middle of like a thick forest in the north of Europe. It's quite odd, and that's like really next to our house. So things like that are the things that I invite people to see, and also certain places where a product is good and food is good, and people uh, do it with care. There's also that part aside from the typical commercial part in every capital city in the world.
Amazing, amazing. And you've been there 12 years here, so that's awesome. Let's go
Yeah.
into the next question here. Okay. What was it like to switch from films and cooking? I know you did that and musician and you were in that music. What was that experience in changing from there? It's a different field, right? Films and all that, and then going to cooking.
Yeah.
Think about that for a few minutes.
Well, I entered film because I have a problem, which is I have a continuous, unstoppable need that I need to use my creativity in something. So I
Uh-huh.
studied film. I thought, great, I can make movies. And there's a huge difference between coming up with a good idea and actually making it happen, like technically. And
Mhm.
for that, you need to be a master in certain things. And in all the film industry, I was very helpful in all the department in the 9 years I worked at. And I made a couple of small documentaries, but not really successful. And I realized, listen, I'm never going to be great at this. But I was searching for something where I can use my creativity in some sort of craftsmanship. And that's where cooking completely took over. Like, I don't regret one bit going to the cooking world from the film industry, although I still appreciate all my years there. But for me, I wouldn't trade this craft for anything after learning it right now. And it's something that even if you spend 60 years in the kitchen, you're still learning. You're still learning. It's a continuous panel of creativity, but also learning uh, fertile ground if you are passionate about what you do. And there are some people who work that just want to work, and they still do a good job. But there are some people that want to like do it because they want to deliver a message, not in a superstitious way, but more in through their food or through their style or through their method. And that's what I'm aspiring to be.
Yeah.
Trying to be very honest and cook something that I really genuinely love to eat, and use good products and put care in how I present it, and be kind and to my staff and also to the client when I give them the food, if it happens to be that I'm the one giving them the food at that moment. And I
Amazing.
do that as a, um, you could say, as a methodology.
Hmm. Amazing, amazing. We'll talk more about that and your cooking here. I'll say want to say hello to Lisa. Lisa helps women who are over the age of a certain menopause and all that. So she's very awesome. She's a nutritionist basically. And then we have this person here who I've never met. If you give me some emojis there, Mahmoud, I think I don't know. So
Muhammad
welcome,
Al
wherever you
Qahtani,
are.
he says.
Where are you
Yeah.
joining us from? Maybe he's your connection. And he says, Happy Sunday. Tell us where you're joining us from, too, by the way. I think he is from Nigeria. Okay. All right, Adnan, thank you for that. Let's move on here. Okay, so you're a sous chef. For people who don't know, what is a sous chef? And I pronounced it right, right?
Um, well, it is a person who has to, on a continuous basis from the moment he starts or she starts their day until the end, parallelly work on multiple things at the same time. And it's from quality check to welcoming the orders and doing the orders and dividing the orders and then making the tasks for the team, checking on that. Technically you need to coach them sometimes, and you need to keep up with the quality of the things that you're serving in a restaurant. Sometimes you have to like also dig in with your own hands and cook and maybe also serve on a pass. and sometimes you just supervise it, depending on the production of the day. Because we're not just a restaurant, we are a restaurant, and we have meeting rooms, and we have a hotel, and we get these events sometimes on a daily basis, and sometimes it could be 200 people, sometimes 60, sometimes 20, and the staff is trained to deal with all that simultaneously while keeping up with the restaurant. The sous chef always is the, when the chef is not available, is the anchor in the middle that makes sure that all the timing, quality, yeah, like the communication between the people and following up on the tasks and all that going
So,
on.
so would you say like he's more like an assistant or somebody who helps him out in the kitchen in case he is needed, an extra assistance?
No, no, to be honest, the sous chef has like the fact that they can cook a large amount of food with good quality very quick and come up with menus, and at the same time coach the team behind him and also continue all the day-to-day operations, plus all the hygiene check. So it's not an assistant. I would believe a sous chef is always a chef in the making.
Hmm. Amazing,
So
amazing.
it's like just it's like a side station while you're doing it, because you're training yourself to be a chef. So that's why you do a lot of stuff at the same time. It's sometimes it's too much, but
Amazing, amazing.
yeah,
Uh,
that's what it takes.
okay, awesome. Yes, he is from Nigeria, and then Lee has to take off. Family's calling him. Thank you for joining us, Lee. I like to turn it a little bit different and show you a clip here and see you tell me what you think about this. This is an AI generated video. Tell me your reaction on this. I'm showing it now.
Cooking together creates memories that last forever. Teaching involves laughter, patience, and colors. Simple ingredients create magic and delicious food. Creating together truly warms our hearts and souls.
Okay, what comes to your mind when you come to that? Does that come something from your childhood, or what comes to your mind when you think you see that?
Yeah, obviously, like all the family food related occasions.
Amazing,
And
amazing.
the younger we go in my life, the more they were. So
Yeah, absolutely.
when I was younger, it was like almost every birthday of every member in the family always was a big party, and everybody was invited, and
And holidays
all the
and
food was made, and the food was amazing. Even until now, I can remember the taste in the back of my mouth.
amazing, amazing. All right, let's continue. Okay, now what steps should an individual take if they are interested in pursuing a career in culinary art? So I think you said 5 years ago you got into culinary art. Let's say somebody today is like, "Huh, I'm thinking about going into cooking. What should I do? Should I go to a restaurant? Should I follow a restaurant? Should I go to a school? What would you say to somebody who wants to go into cooking?"
I think that the most challenging thing about working in the kitchen is the actual hours you do and how much you have to achieve in those hours. This type of pressure, not everybody who can be very good in a kitchen can actually survive in a restaurant. So, in my opinion, if somebody just on a late, like me, decided to switch their career, by the way, it really doesn't happen. It's not the first thing that pops in your mind when you get inside this line, is that you want to be a chef. That comes
Right.
in way later,
Yeah.
because it's not realistic, first of all. And most chefs that are now chefs started being in the kitchen since they were 16 or 17. I started when I was like maybe 29,
Mm.
and I'm now 37. So a bit longer than 5 years, the whole interest and how much I started invested in myself. But my advice, coming back to your question, is to first go and try work in a unpaid, in a normal busy restaurant nearby. Just see if that kind of pressure is something that you like, if it's something you can handle. Then you immediately begin with a school, because without the school you can always find 1 year school where you can work somewhere and attend the school, and also you could work meanwhile in a kitchen, like for a low price, but be a student at the same time and attend both. And it's gonna be like kind of a hectic, hustling year. But you get a lot of things done in this year. And then you decide which part of the kitchen, the various parts of the kitchen that you want to be.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, so Adnan said, if you're interested, go work for free. Look at the kitchen. Look at that. See if you like it. It's a busy, busy job, right? It is because you're running around, going
Yeah.
here, going there, and it's something that's not too difficult, not for everybody. That's very interesting. Let's go to this one. So, what's the most intriguing encounter at your role? So, what's something interesting as a chef or a sous chef that you encountered? I know you have deadlines. They give you the order within like 15 to 20 minutes. You got to finish it right. Can you come up with a situation, either positive or negative, that happened while you were in your cooking experience or role?
For me, nothing moves me as much as when I see that the effort that I do to make sure my team has the opportunity to grow as much as they can throughout the needed tasks of the day. When I see real growth because of my effort towards it, it's the best feeling that can ever happen. It's and then comes next the look on a guest when they are absolutely surprised for the price they pay, how much love they get on a plate. So those two appreciation unspoken moments are probably big reason why I do it.
For the people, right? For the people, and so the happiness after the eating the meal, definitely. Can you come up with a
Yes,
moment?
because it's a, yeah.
Is there a moment like when you actually gave them the food and then they come back to you and say, "Thank you, Adnan. I want to thank you." Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, I will tell you a funny story actually. So
Yes,
this
please do.
was on after 1 year and a half of people being stuck at their houses in Corona times.
Yes,
You still with me?
I can hear you. Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was working on a film, and suddenly we managed to get away where we can get tested for corona, and
Uh
if it's
huh.
all going well, we can work with a group up to like 35 people, and people have been locked in their houses for about a year and a half. No
Yeah.
social activities, nothing.
Wow.
And I remember that was the first time I will be in charge of 35 people dining together after
Wow.
a year and a half, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember they were working really hard from the morning and then they were working somewhere else and then they walked because was working in a catering company and then we made these tables and we put water and glasses and plates and the buffet was like really next to the heater, so you get inside and with the warmth you can take like really beautifully made 7 course buffet.
Yes.
And I remember after the last person put their plate and they sat without even like speaking, you can see that they were all like cheering with glasses of water because it was a moment of like I put music on a very little GBL, like maybe for 40 euros or something worth,
Yeah.
but it created a sphere that they didn't have for a year and a half. And I remember that was like an opportunistic moment for me. The moment I saw the possibility that I can make people happy with what I think I'm good at. It's not only just the cooking that I like, it's also where you make sure the person is actually quite well taken care of.
That's amazing.
And that has nothing to do with cooking or the kitchen. It's just, I think, something I learned from my mother.
Amazing, amazing. Yep. Yeah, 'cause the customer service part is the most satisfying. I mean, most jobs are like that. Whatever you're doing, either if you're a cook or if you're a doctor, you actually have to deal with the patients. And there's an incident last week. I went to meet a friend, and the nurse was treating well. They fired her immediately because of what she was doing, and we can't expose what she was doing to him because it was very, very bad. So she
Yeah,
was fired, that kind of thing. So yes, the customer service is very important, definitely. All right, Adnan, we're
yeah.
almost done. A couple more questions here. Okay, Which cuisine have you found to be the most challenging to prepare? And let's talk first of all, what type of meals do you prefer cooking? And then what's the most challenging? I know in your bio it was saying you do Middle Eastern cuisines. Is that, let's talk about a little bit about that. Your cuisines, your favorite cuisine to cook, and your most challenging as well.
Um, for me, any recipe that I don't make is a challenging work because um, I've through trying a lot and eating a lot outside and reading and experimenting, I quite have enough in my aura and in my arsenal to try out and express through food.
Yeah.
Um, um, Cultural food, the hardest to really get right is the Indian, in my opinion, because
Okay.
the way they master their spices is different than what we eat in regular restaurants, Indian restaurants. And that complexity of flavors and the curries that they make, it needs um, quite long time and attention, where in a busy restaurant you don't have time for. So you go to a little bit more faster processes, which loses a bit of flavor. Um, the most challenging one, to be honest, it's a really interesting question because the most challenging one for me is my own cuisine. The food that I love the most, the food that my mom made, the food that I ate as a child in every restaurant and every street in Jordan, which until this day will be always my favorite. And not because I come there, but because it's actually the tastiest I've ever had. It is the most challenging for me to make.
No. What makes it
And this
challenging?
is
Yeah.
it is because I'm so afraid for my own interpretation
Yeah.
that I would ruin the magic that I like.
Yes.
So I tend to use really certified recipes to recreate dishes. The way I play with it is the way I present those dishes. So I can be make it a little bit more refined by using different colors and different vegetables and different additions to the plate. But what I'm doing is actually a bite that I was eating as a child.
Amazing, amazing. But that's also part of the challenge, right? You're doing something new, creative, your own. It's an art, right? I like in the beginning how you were saying that you're a creative person. I am, and a lot of people are. That's why I do these shows. I do the Zoom party, the quiz. But that's part of creativity. If you change it a bit, that's your creation. Wouldn't you say so? And you're making it something different and unique. That could be that people will enjoy. Would you say so?
I'll be very, very honest. Now I'm 37 years old. If you asked me this question when I was 30, I would say 100% true.
Ah,
But I am at a level right now where I look around and I already see the art is done. God has created all those ingredients that are colorful and beautiful and tasty. And the job of the chef or the cook is to make them edible. It's to the nutrition of people.
yes,
Make sure they're good for you, first of all, and
yes.
then make it tasty by so making you eat healthy stuff by making it flavorful and make sense with other combination. But the choice is a huge responsibility, and flavor should come as a side tool to make sure that you eat very good ingredients. Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not the case everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Awesome.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's continue. I have a couple more here. If someone invited me or invited you to act in a movie, what kind of role would it be? So now we're going back to that kind of film kind of thing. So if would it be a restaurant, a chef movie? Somebody comes and see you and I said, I want you to be in a movie. What kind of movie would you like to act in yourself?
Like
Action?
a movie that has no, a movie that has to do with um, in some sort of a way, yeah, not to be the hero, but the feeling that you get when you do something completely out of your comfort zone because
Mhm.
you want to fight injustice.
Okay. Okay, that
So
makes sense.
any role like that, I would relate to.
Amazing, amazing, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And the last question here, let's talk about the restaurant, and then your how long you've been with this restaurant, and what type of food, sustainability. Let's talk about that a little bit, and then I might share the
Yeah.
screen of them here.
Yeah, sure, with pleasure. Yeah, the Groene Afslag, the Green Exit, is a it's not only a restaurant, it's a restaurant, it's a hotel, it's a place where people can have meetings and rent offices. And we focus a lot on sustainability and green energy and reusable stuff and no waste policies and recycling. And most important is plant-based food. And that is, of course, because of many reasons, because
And
of
I'm
how
sharing the
much.
screen now. If you can see, I'm sharing the website
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, inside it's like really like a museum. Everything, every corner has something or amazing or bizarre that really makes you stop and read about it and check it out. The type of the spirit of the service is very welcoming and a bit laid back, where you feel welcome like at home. And the food is creative and focused on using plant-based products from local and seasonal vegetables and fruits, and avoid exotic imported products that doesn't make any sense, because we have already what it takes to make creative and lovable food, and through our food make people slowly change, hopefully, because we always focus on change and doing things different, eating different, building different, and thinking different, and thinking about what is being aware, what is actually good for nature, and how do we affect that by the way we live, the way we build. So everything from the hotel and the way of decoration and the way we build our menus and the way we present them and our circular kitchen and the way we use our even our cutleries and our plates, it's all made to show that there's always another way to do things, to be friendly with nature and stop mass production and mass consumption.
And that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm actually sharing here the website and also the restaurant itself, so people can show up. Is it in the center of Amsterdam or at the capital?
No,
Where
no,
is it?
no. It's Amsterdam is about 30, 20, 25 minutes from it. It's in a old military compound that changed,
Ah,
and the owners participated with the land for the Green Exit to build this project,
yeah.
among other projects. But this is one of the biggest projects there.
Amazing, amazing. If anybody's ever in the Netherlands, check out the restaurant or connect with Adnan on LinkedIn, because most of the 3,000 followers on LinkedIn are on LinkedIn with me. So you can connect with him
Yeah.
there or PM me, and then I can give you the information if you're there. I'm sure Adnan will give you some good insights and also serve you well at the restaurant. I'm going to stop sharing. And then the final question I ask everybody here, which is going to be a humanitarian question, basically. Let me bring this up to the stage. Okay, if I were to create a product or a concept to benefit humanity, what would it be? 68 people ahead of you said different things. What would you want to create? Somebody wanted to do vision for kindness, eyeglasses, different things, you know. What would you want to create, Adnan? Something that hasn't been created already.
Hmm.
With that, while you're thinking, Jackie says, that sounds awesome. I hope to get to the Netherlands someday. Yes, Jackie, definitely do. Jackie, by the way, has been to all 50 states in the US. So she'll be on the show
Oh,
later in
wow, that's
March.
impressive.
She's
Yeah.
been traveling there. So she'll be an awesome guest on the show here. So what do you think, Adnan?
Well, it's really a deep question, yeah. Uh, I think I would create a product that would cancel any tendencies for any type of addictions, from sugar to caffeine to all the bad stuff that makes you actually hate it. And even that product would be very good for you, something natural.
I see. So bring a product that's natural, Similar to the e-cigarettes, or no, e-cigarettes are also controversial. That's a different story.
No, that's terrible. No,
Yeah.
that's no. Obviously, it might be imaginary this, but if science can allow to reach a moment where you create something that makes people stop wanting and liking what is bad for them, humanity will skyrocket.
Yes, exactly. But of course, if we know the powers to be don't want that to happen, and they want issues to happen, that's why there's wars. That's why there's this. That's how they make
Yeah.
money. That's how they make money. If that wasn't there, there would be peace. But some people don't want peace, you know. And Jackie comes in and
Well,
says,
well, also, yeah, we
yeah,
can be wise enough to know that this is definitely from the inevitable yin and yang that comes with the story
yes,
of life. It has to be there. It has to be there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you have to have if
yeah.
that's for sure. Jackie comes in, oh, that would be amazing. I have such sugar addiction that I have to fight daily. And then one more comment before we end. So she did 26 out of 56 alone. Can't wait to be on the show. Awesome. Your closing thoughts, Adnan. Before I show another ending clip, tell us your closing thoughts. Appreciate you being here, number 69. Your thoughts about being number 69 and being the guest. I'd love to bring you on in the future. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Omar. I really appreciate it. It feels good. That's the first time for me. I'm glad I talked about where I work, where I'm proud of, and what I present. And yeah, thank you so much. Hope to see you again.
Amazing. All right, stick with me. I just want to show another clip for people here to remind them to subscribe to the show. And then I'll be back with you. Just stay with me there and I'll play the intro. All right?
Hey
Yeah.
there! If you love our content, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscription button. Join a growing community of fans. Get exclusive content and updates. Don't miss out on our latest uploads. Join the fun and become part of our journey. Thank you for your support. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe.
All right, that was Adnan. Awesome guest. Let me remove this. Next week, we should have two guests. One Zara, who's in the UK, and another one in China. So we'll do back to back. And then after that, we'll take a little break for a few weeks. We do have the month of Ramadan coming in, and so we'll take a little break for that. And I appreciate Adnan's comments. Let me show the outro here for you guys. And thank you so much.